here during our launch over here. So I have a lot of slides, but thanks to Abhinav, I can brush through a lot of them because he's already covered and set the stage why security is paramount today in online, today in enterprise, today in retail, everywhere. So I have a lot of videos. You could see a lot of interesting videos to probably appreciate why security is so paramount in the different areas where ThinkShield is trying to address. So basically earlier the world used to be simpler. So today, as Abhinav put it, it's becoming more and more complex. In the enterprise customers, where ThinkShield is primarily targeting enterprise and SMB customers, the workers are becoming more and more mobile. We've got a lot of these smart devices which are coming in, and because so many of these devices are getting added, earlier there used to be laptop, today there are smartphones and there are tablets. So the deployment has to be faster so that they can get access beyond the email which they used to do a few years back. So today they've got access to their HR system, today they've got access to their ERP system, whole lot of things, and the IT department is continuously under pressure to launch this. And whenever you add these kind of capabilities, they also have to, without letting other people know or feel it, they have to manage the security. So it is becoming more and more complex from deployment perspective and security perspective. And on top of it, like GDPR, then other regulatory compliances frameworks are there that is adding to the workload. So they have to manage all that as well. And threats, even before they take time to deploy these applications or these processes, the threat is already there. And the threat continues for the entire life cycle of the deployment which they go for. So, and these threats are getting more severe. So there was a very recent news article from Business Insider in April 2018, where an unnamed casino was hacked through the aquarium of their lobby, where an IoT device was put in the thermostat and it could get access to the Wi-Fi network. Through that, their high roller database was accessed, and just imagine what would happen in the next day. So through very, very simple things which people could not have imagined a few days back is something which hackers are getting access to. So it's unprecedented. So security today is no more a CSO concern. It's no more only a CIO concern. It is the CEO concern and the concern of the entire C-suite. Because whatever they try to deploy, if it doesn't work well, and if there is a security breach, there is a bigger problem than what they would have originally intended for. So while we have talked about some of these statistics, some of the things which are here is the Ponemon Institute, which actually researches all the security breaches from consumers all over the world. They have said about 57% of the respondents, they have said that they have faced some kind of security breaches in the past 12 months. $4 million is the average cost of these breaches. This is huge. And look at some of these figures with some of these big names. What they have gone through: 90 million identities stolen by Yahoo, and Uber 57 million customer ransomware, Equifax failed software patch, and the implications. There are a lot of changes. Nobody wants to do that. So I think these are the situations which are there. So what is Lenovo thinking about it? So Lenovo has got a heritage of security, and we are trying to assimilate that heritage with new innovations, which we do directly or we do with our technology partners. So we are going to have a couple of our technology solutions with our partners. Also, we will showcase that to you. We got a solution booths over there, but we have a combination of about 50 plus features and solution offering fragmented into 4 pillars as a part of ThinkShield. So this amalgamation of all these solutions are brought in together as a part of ThinkShield. And we believe that it is the most comprehensive security suite in the industry. So these are the 4 pillars. So data, identity, device, and online. Whenever we talk to our customers, these are the 4 things which they are primarily talking to us about. So that's how we have divided our entire suite of solutions around this. So in data, things like protecting on and offline data, and in the identity, you have password and authentication. In online, you have Wi-Fi security and things like that, and EMM. And in device, you got health of the device as well as how do you manage the devices remotely. So we will talk about some of these scenarios in the 4 pillars as we move forward. And let's play the first video to see the concern of data security. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we have a problem.
So it's a simple message from the CEO. I dare not ignore it. I got to click it. It was a nice looking message. Maybe it could be a simple email. He clicked it and the network got compromised. This is the kind of differentiation which the hackers are playing today. So what is it that we can do in ThinkShield? So there are a whole lot of these solutions which are there. It's a fairly large list, but the key ones I put in over here. Some of these solutions were already there. Some of these you would have already heard, like BitLocker, hard disk drive password. We have a deportable hard disk drive where you got a pin. It's not a very new thing. This white tools, but there are new innovations which are there. So like for example, e-privacy guard with gaze detection. So will actually prevent the shoulder surfing. So these kind of solutions, I'll talk about it. Let's play this video to see more about it.
Hi. Oh, great, yeah. Great. See that?
Very inconspicuous. Have you seen it before? Maybe yes. Have you felt it before? No, right? But this is happening, right? And with e-gaze protection, we should be able to address this. Okay, so what is ThinkPad Privacy Guard? So it's basically, earlier you used to have those 3M filters which you used to put in front of the laptop screen. So if you tilt the laptop screen, you could manage it, but it's very difficult to keep it managed, you know. So we have put this on the computer, and let's look at this video. You will not miss Kevin Beck with that.
Hi everyone, I'm here today to talk to you about the new ThinkPad T480S with Privacy Guard. How does ThinkPad Privacy Guard work? Simply put, the screen redirects the light to reduce the viewing angle so that data is always protected from prying eyes. So with a simple keystroke, it reduces the viewing angle of the screen so that any onlookers are not seeing the customer's private data. Let's focus for a second on the customer experience. Unlike other e-privacy solutions in the market, ThinkPad Privacy Guard accomplishes what it does by darkening the screen, as opposed to others that do it by lightening or brightening the screen. And when you brighten the screen, you can also introduce flicker, which opens up the possibility for headaches, eye strain. You're just not going to see that with ThinkPad Privacy Guard. Also, the darkening nature of the ThinkPad Privacy Guard preserves all-day battery life, keeping the customer productive throughout the entire day. So if they find themselves on a flight, somebody right next to them, where they need to use ThinkPad Privacy Guard for the entire flight, they're not going to have to worry about the impact on battery life. One of the other key advantages of ThinkPad Privacy Guard becomes immediately apparent when you compare it to existing solutions like a physical privacy filter. So that is one, a separate piece which can be lost. Two, usually requires some sort of adhesive or tabs to be stuck to the screen of the computer, and it can also be scratched. You're going to find none of those problems with ThinkPad Privacy Guard because it's built into the system, it's always with you, can't be lost, and always there when the customer needs it. In a nutshell, that's ThinkPad Privacy Guard. It's extremely effective, it's very easy to use, and is essential to any customer you have who cares about security. And that's all of them.
So what we also do is we integrate this with Lenovo Glance technology, which we launched with the ThinkPads earlier this year. And you're able to, with Privacy Guard and Glance, you're able to together sense whether somebody is standing behind you and take a picture or not. That's point number one. And second thing is if you're looking away for some time, and you can set that time, it darkens the screen or it locks it off. So I have a small demo after this. I can take you through that. So there is also dark endpoints. You know, there are devices which is going away from the network, on and off, and coming back to the network. But are they completely off the internet, they could be on the internet, right? So how do you take care of that? So we have partnering with Absolute. We have a solution which self-heals. So if you accidentally remove, for example, your antivirus, it put it right back. So an agent-based solution is something which takes care of that. And there's a whole bit of manageability which is there around it. Let's play this video to look at this solution.
Employees are always on the move, taking your data with them or hiding it on insecure devices and in the cloud. Effective data protection and compliance requires knowing where these devices are, who's using them, and what data they contain. Take control of your regulated data and prove compliance with the only platform that provides continuous data visibility and control. With Absolute, you can see and secure personal health information, customer records, financial data, or intellectual property, even if it's off your network or synced with cloud storage apps. Take proactive action by remotely freezing a device or deleting sensitive data. Absolute protects your data with the power of self-healing persistence. Trigger repair and reinstallation will help you defend against breaches and prove compliance without impacting user productivity. Find out how to secure your critical data with unbreakable endpoint visibility and resilience from Absolute. Visit us now at absolute.com.
So what happens in this solution is that this is more embedded, starts from the firmware level itself rather than purely on the application level. And that's the differentiation in this solution. Okay, KYD is something which is not new, but it's extremely important. So if you're having your own hard drive and it goes back, you change it. With this offering, Lenovo allows you to keep your hard drive and you can destroy it or destroy the data and the hard drive the way the corporations want it. We also have an offering where we take care of this data destruction and the hard disk drive destruction. Okay, identity security. So there are a lot of identity management solutions which are there, provisioning, deprovisioning, single sign-on. But what we do in Lenovo is we go a little level deeper and move into the authentication layer. Try to protect, ensure that the identity is the true identity of the people who are trying to access the network. So these are some of the features which is there, match on chip fingerprint. We also use fully embrace Intel Authenticate, multi-factor authentication, NFC and all. So if you see over here, Lenovo has got 8 modes of device authentication. You would have heard of two-factor authentication, PIN and password, smart card. You would have heard of biometric authentication. Even facial authentication is not new. But if you look at GPS-based authentication, that the person is going away from the location where he's supposed not to be, then you can take care of that authentication. NFC tab-based authentication and also Bluetooth-based authentication. So these are many authentication methodologies which we provide. And on top of it, we have integrated the match on chip. This is the industry's most secure fingerprint technology, because what we do over here is right below the fingerprint scanner, the chip is where the fingerprint stays and it never goes out to the operating system or the hard disk drive. So your vulnerabilities related to the operating environment does not impact your biometric credentials and it never gets exposed. So this is the industry's leading biometric security capability. FIDO Alliance. So this is very important. So in match on chip and fingerprint, whatever you do is you try to authenticate in the device to log on into the device. But what happens today when you're doing online? So much of authentication is happening online. So much of passwords is happening online. Can we find out a way to protect it? So FIDO has got the answer. They have standardized and they have created a universal access and authentication framework with which they allow access to the FIDO servers, and very big, large organizations like Amazon, Google, they are also part of it. A lot of device manufacturers are also part of it. So they are integrating it together. And today, without keying in a password, using biometric authentication, you can get access onto the whatever services you want to do from all the participants of that. For example, if you want to access, let's say, a particular Amazon site, you can use this if you have that capability in your organization. And there is a public and private key pair gets created, and using PKI technology and 2048-bit encryption, asymmetric encryption, you can get access onto the website. So the key and the biometric password never travels out on the network. It always stays within that mat on chip, which I spoke about. And what get responded is a asymmetric key encryption on a challenge and response mechanism. Online security, here, let's look at this video. It's a self-explanatory video which highlights it. This was the scenario which I was talking to you about online. You know, you're in a cafe, very nice environment. You do not think that a hacker could access your network, your system through a Wi-Fi. So we have today a few billion internet users, and we have many billion IoT devices which are getting added every day. So with so much of online activities, there is a lot of incentive and motivation for the hackers to hack and get access to your data. And like Abhinav put it, AI is fueling this requirement as UX becomes very predominant in the customer's requirements and what enterprises are doing. So more and more data will get created and managed. And all this is happening online. So things like malware attacks and phishing attacks is something which our customers want us to address, and that is what we are looking at in this particular online security pillar of ThinkShield. So we have Wi-Fi security, we have sandboxing with Bufferzone, we have enterprise mobility management with Mobile Iron, and a whole host of other solutions. So the Wi-Fi security of Lenovo is in partnership with Coronet, and over here we have Daphna Dang from who's joining us from Coronet, and she will take us through the solution. Over to you, Daphna. I think you have to switch on the mic. Yeah.
Hey, thank you for inviting me over. It's my third time in India. I was here 10 years ago twice. So thank you for having me. My name is Daphna Dehan, VP Strategic Alliances with Coronet. And I'm here to tell you about security products that we currently have that are powered by Coronet, that we have with Lenovo. So who wouldn't want to sit in their local coffee shop and just get the work done? But we know that unsecured connection can lead hackers basically to have access to our device. So to ensure secure connection, with the ThinkShield platform, we're offering Lenovo's Wi-Fi security powered by Coronet. Lenovo Wi-Fi security actually performs a local risk analysis and checks access point details for vulnerability behavior. And it also warns users of suspicious behavior with the safe and not safe to connect messages. Today we have 1 million users around the world that are using Lenovo Wi-Fi security and are Wi-Fi secure. And just this month, Lenovo, powered by Coronet, launched a new enterprise version that allows for control via policy. So Lenovo Security Console, powered by Coronet, is all the cybersecurity you need for your business in a single friendly dashboard. The system is completely autonomous, which means that it not only detects threats around your users, it's also mitigated in real time. And the system has two parts to it. The first part is the client that's running natively on all devices, so OS, iOS, Android, Windows. And it's actually doing three things. The first thing is it's looking at the device posture at all times to make sure that the device hasn't been compromised, that the device hasn't been hacked. It's looking at the device, it's looking at the network the device is connected to make sure there is a safe connection. And it's actually communicating with the user, telling them what is the problem and how to fix it. So, for example, if an employee will go to the Starbucks across the street and will try to connect to the Starbucks network, they might get a notification saying, hey, the Starbucks network you're connected to is not really Starbucks. Please connect to a safe network before we can allow you to connect to your Office 365, for example. So that's the client running natively on all devices. The second part is the friendly dashboard. It comes pre-integrated with popular SaaS services, Office 365, Dropbox, Box, Salesforce, everything a business needs. And it comes preset with a set of policies that the business can actually, the admin of the console, that's usually someone from the security team or the IT manager, can go in, adjust, and modify, depends on the enterprise needs. So basically, between these two parts of the system, the admin will get clear visibility to all threats around the users in all dimensions: the users, the device, the network, and the cloud service. And I think my time is up.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Devna. Thanks for being here and talking to us about this.
Feel free to come and ask me questions.
Okay, so sandboxing with Bufferzone. We have more from Bufferzone over here. I would take this opportunity to invite more on stage and talk to us about Bufferzone sandboxing. While he's here, let's play the video to understand what it is briefly.
Businesses use all kinds of security products to protect themselves from cyber threats. But the bad guys are still getting through. Face it, you can't detect every threat, but you can contain it. Bufferzone lets you run browsers, email, and removable media in an invisible container. So if you accidentally download malware, it can't get out to infect your computer or network. With Bufferzone, users enjoy unrestricted access to the internet, and the organization stays safe. And since Bufferzone dramatically reduces alerts and false positives, IT can focus on what counts. It's easy to use and easy to manage, even on thousands of endpoints. Protect your organization from advanced threats. Try Bufferzone today.
Hello. Hi, thank you everybody. My name is Warren Miller with Bufferzone. I'd like to introduce you to our company's product and offering. We've just recently partnered up with Lenovo. What is the challenge today? The challenge is, there's actually many challenges, but one of the biggest challenges we have are the endpoints. You know, how do we manage our employees? What do they do on the web? What email do they receive? How do they, work on a day-to-day basis? It's a variable that's very hard to control. And so one of the best things to do is to, make sure that they browse the net safely. We protect their emails and their external media. These are the untrusted unknowns from the endpoint's perspective. So the solution is, let's not detect all the threats. Let's just contain them. With Bufferzone, we've contained the browsers, we've contained the applications and downloads. Protects against unknown malwares, 0 days. These are things that antiviruses just won't catch. So what we're doing is containing everything in a box on the machine, isolating a few different dimensions: the file system, the registry, and also the network. These are the dimensions that I was talking about. Kind of jump the gun. And of course, the memory. So why choose Bufferzone? Why do enterprises want to have a solution like this? It really is another layer of protection in your enterprise. You want to have a place that the end user can go and experience the full extent of the web, be able to browse anything they want to browse, download anything they want to download, and in a safe manner. We want the user experience to be natural and not limited. We want the users to be able to do the research they need to do online without any hindering or blacklisting the websites. And we also want lower total cost of ownership. We want the enterprise to be able to do business without high costs. Having a solution that contains the malware and malicious activity basically will lower the cost of ownership, false alarms, and stuff for IT department. Long story short, our product is for the end users, enterprise, and contains advanced threats. Those 0 days and phishing and unknown threats are out there in the market. We contain them. If we don't detect them, we contain them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Moore, for talking to us about Bufferzone. So one of the things which is there, which is very interesting about Bufferzone, is that it doesn't care what comes in. What comes in, it just contains it. And you do whatever in that container, which is protected at the kernel level of the operating environment. And after that whatever the activity is over, you just wipe it all off. Okay. So Mobile Iron is one of the leading enterprise mobility management solutions, and this allows all kinds of mobile devices like smartphones, tablets, laptops to access any kind of applications which are there. There are a lot of these apps which have started coming in enterprises also. So through mobile phone, people access it. How do you manage that mobility? With EMM solution, you are able to manage it, and Lenovo endpoint management with Mobile Iron, we are able to address that very well. Here also, there is a little bit of ring fencing which happens for whatever app it is there, and if a hacker hacks into by putting his own app into the system, into the device, then the system is able to erase off all the access to the network. And when again you remove it, then you put it back. All of this happens seamlessly and automatically. Okay, the last pillar is device security, which basically helps you stop threats to your physical device. So unauthorized access and when you're not there with it. So whole lot of functionalities are there, which is things like ThinkShutter. We launched this earlier with our ThinkPad portfolio, where you simply have a cover in front of the web camera, and your whatever you're doing is private. And a whole lot of these offering TPM chip and Intel boot guard, Lenovo patch management, and NIST compliant BIOS. Whole lot of these things. But what I would like to quickly talk about is the industry leading supply assurance program. So very recently you would have heard about issues with respect to leakage of parts when supply was happening for a very large hardware manufacturer. And with trusted supplier and transparent supplier chain, we will be able to not have scenarios like that. So we offer this to our select customers, but let's look at it, what it is about. In the trusted supplier program part, we ensure that our suppliers, they assure whatever they're supposed to supply, whatever parts they're supposed to supply, that is what they're supplied, and it doesn't get picked up or swapped in the whole medium of the logistics operation. And there is an assurance to it, there is a certification to it, and we are tracking this and auditing this for those customers who are having this supplier program. This is the most secure end-to-end supply chain program. When once we manufacture it in our plant, thereafter in the entire shipping, if something can be swapped or not. Let's quickly look at this video to see how it helps us.
Customers choose Lenovo for our hardware features, advanced security, and unmatched reliability. One way we commit to security is by offering a service that provides the customer a transparent supply chain. Lenovo is the first to have a transparent supply chain, reducing the risk of security exposures and giving customers complete visibility from development to deployment. By partnering with Intel in the 8th generation Intel Core vPro processor, Lenovo is able to provide a 5-step process that validates parts and hardware for the customer. By tracking every step in the process, customers can be confident that what we say is in the box is actually in the box. Transportation companies, business partners, IT departments, and even the end user are susceptible to hackers and thieves. Once a product leaves the Lenovo production facility, we have to rely on our trusted and vetted vendors and drivers to do the right thing. Not everyone is genuine, and hackers can have the opportunity to substitute parts. For example, RAM can be switched out to make a personal profit, turning a genuine Lenovo PC into a counterfeited PC. Hackers can also tamper with the PC by planting devices within the system to gain access to the user's data, potentially leaving a company at serious risk for security exposure. Using our transparent supply chain, Lenovo keeps watch on third-party interactions and alerts the customer to any potential issues the moment they run the transparent supply chain verification tool. Lenovo can then partner with customers to take immediate action, thwarting hacking and thievery and minimizing the effect on the customer. In the end, the transparent supply chain allows Lenovo to ensure that our customers' PCs are more secure. We provide third-party certificates or digitally signed documents to confirm what is installed, as well as give the customer a guaranteed view of what hardware was installed in their devices at our manufacturing plant. Lenovo uses a transparent supply chain to make sure customers get what they expect, no matter what security risks their products might be exposed to in the journey from the Lenovo warehouse. With features like traceability and data reports for verification, customers can confidently know that their system is authentic and ready to live up to Lenovo standards. Lenovo, different, secures better.
So this is the end-to-end supply assurance which is there, and I think we are going from online to identity to supply chain, and we are going deeper and deeper. The next level we go is on the software which is there on the computer. So parts management, finished good management, and the software. So Intel is out of, the Microsoft folks are out of it. They have a different Microsoft Trusted Supplier software program, but we have this for our BIOS firmware. So customers who wants to see firmware and they want to view it, they can do that in our facility in the US. They can get a limited access to it. And we assure that whatever they are seeing goes into their computer by doing a digital signing of the whole code and doing a hash value of that. And they can match it at the factory level. So this is, to sum it up, these are the USPs which is there. So we have talked about some of these already. These are the differentiations which Lenovo ThinkShield provides in these 4 pillars. ePrivacy Guard, complete support for Intel Authenticate, on-chip fingerprint sensors, Wi-Fi security which is not paid, other people have paid Wi-Fi security. We have strategic partners with Mobile Iron, Bufferzone and Coronet, and BIOS reading transparent supply chain. Whole lot of totally new and comprehensive offering. So we have innovation, we do it all in-house. We have integrated to the deepest level which I talked about earlier, and we do it based on what we hear from our customers. The processes around supply chain and the development level and the entire life cycle. So for example, emergency response, we have an emergency response team, PSRIT, which is able to handle it in case there is an incident also. So we have process for that, and we have partnerships like these. So I think this focus on security which has been there for some time, it is actually yielding results. So the result from NIST, the database of national vulnerability, points out that Lenovo has got the minimum level of highest severity incidents and exposures at only 2 in the entire month of August, against some of our competitors which are going up as high as 183, and the severity level is also amongst the lowest. So this is surely very, very encouraging for us. So to sum it up, why ThinkShield? Security is important for all of us, all the enterprise, all our customers, everyone, and it comes into everything. We are either being hacked or we are likely to be hacked. It is going to happen, and we have to find out a way to stay away from this problem. And ThinkShield is a comprehensive end-to-end solution.